Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Outs here, and it is Saturday morning, Valentine's Day, and the Raptors, they are at All-Star Weekend, all kinds of Raptors. And we had our Friday night events last night, and they were goofy. I don't know who's texting me right when I start my show. That's annoying. Um, yeah, it was an okay Friday night. I found the Friday nights to be one of the better nights of the All-Star Weekend, but I don't know if I really this one wasn't as good as last year for some reason. I don't know why. I think that the celebrity game is interesting for all the quirky things they do, like the Ruffles line and like stopping and saying this is like the fan favorites and your points are worth double. But it's kind of goofy because the strategies in the game are never utilized by the coaches, or the skill level of the players isn't good enough to really utilize these things. So the game just kind of seems stupid. Like, okay, Keegan Michael Key is the fan favorite, but did he take a single shot to try and pump that up? And what is even the point of this game? Is this game for charity? That could make it even better, or maybe get some people motivated to do better and go above and beyond if it's like for charity, but they don't make it any light of that being a part of it all at all, and say, no, this game isn't for charity or anything. It just seems like it's pointless and it's stupid. And it's extra stupid when you put a 7'6" man out there with a bunch of amateurs and people that don't really know how to play, that aren't pros. You got some pros out there, and then you got some people, that are super tall. That was stupid to put Taco Fall in that game. That was very, very dumb. That determines who's going to win the game immediately. And it just is, it's like, okay, this is, whoever thought this would be a funny thing to do or something goofy, it totally backfired. In fact, it made the game so stupid to have Taco Fall out there. Just so dumb. And Richard Jefferson could go on, oh, he's breaking records and all this stuff for the celebrity. Of course he fucking is. He's like a foot and a half taller than everybody else out on the court. So of course he is. It's just stupid, man. The game was dumb. The best parts of the game were Giannis benching Shams. That was badass. I love that shit. And he even came into the pregame interview and he said Richard Jefferson accused Giannis of having the team that's not fair. And he said, oh, what are you talking about? We have guys who can play, but then we have this one guy who can't play at all. He's really bad. And he named Shams. I love that. Shams is all cocky. He's trying to show off the gun show and act like, look at me, guys. Y'all didn't know that I have arms like this. Y'all didn't know that I could play basketball and all this stuff. Yeah, we still don't know because your coach didn't play you hardly at all. You came out there for a brief second and did you do jack shit? No, you didn't. And that was by design. If I was Giannis, I would have done the same damn thing. There's even footage of him ignoring him on the bench, and Shams getting pissed off and kind of staring at Giannis for why you didn't play him. Hilarious. That's so awesome. Yeah, play Glorilla more. Play other people on your team way, way more. Yeah. It was goofy, man. I mean, I was impressed with the Suns owner. He's out there battling, getting on the ground. That man's older than me, and he's rolling around on the floor like he don't care if he gets bumps and bruises and gets all beat up. That was seriously, Matt Ishiba, whatever your last name is, man. Good job, bro. Good job getting out there and making that shot, that bank shot over Taco Fall. That was pretty freaking cool, too, man. Glorilla had her moments. I think one of her big moments was getting announced, coming in through the little line on the starting lineup announcements and doing her little dance and everybody dancing with her. That was pretty cool. We did see Brandon there giving her a little tutelage before the game, just kind of standing there talking to her. And she had her best moment was when she got a jump ball, when she came and tied up the female on the other team. I don't know who she was, some nobody that's some internet sensation or some shit like that. I don't know. But anyway, they tied her up on the floor, and that was scrappiness. That was getting after itness. And then they had to have the jump ball in the middle of the court after that. That was pretty cool. But Glorilla really didn't score or anything, but she was fun to watch. And, they're going to have that element of, there's usually females in the game. And that one girl that was on her team, the one that does trick shots who played in college, she seemed like she could actually play. But unfortunately, she had no awareness of playing out there with taller people because her shit was getting blocked left and right. It was just a weird game, man. And like the dude who won the MVP last year won it again this year. And in some ways, I feel like that's boring. That's boring. Like, okay, let this Rome guy go off, and now he's a two-time MVP. That's not good for the sport. I'm just going to tell you right now. That's not good for the celebrity game to have a returning MVP who comes in, who's a nobody that not many people know. I mean, I don't know who the fuck that guy is, Rome Flynn. I don't give a shit who he is. Like, that's not prestigious to me. You know, you'd be better off with one of the NFL guys getting it or something like Keenan Allen or something. Or, you know, I thought that somebody else should get it. Taco Fall should have gotten it. Like, why the fuck did you give it to him? It's obvious that the MVP of this game was Taco Fall. Like, seriously, like, let's not kid ourselves. Give this award, this Ruffles award with this Ruffles crown, goofy ass shit. You should have put that goofy ass crown on Taco Fall. Yeah, he was the MVP. You can't deny this. The most valuable player on the court last night in the Celebrity Ruffles game was Taco Fall. There's no denying this. There's no denying this. That's a faulty MVP, man. Faulty MVP. I mean, it's all stupid, man. It's like the Celebrity game was kind of fun and kitschy. When they had the LED court, that was pretty cool. When they've done some of this stuff the first time, it was fresh, but it's not fresh anymore. The Ruffles aren't fresh anymore. You opened up the bag last week, you didn't have a chip clip, and they're stale and they're gross Ruffles now. They're not fresh Ruffles anymore. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, if you're gonna have all these little stops in the game, Monica, with your little rules and little fun little things for each quarter, well, they don't matter shit because nobody cares about them and nobody's trying to do them. Hit the buzzer for double points. Okay, there's no strategy. We knew Giannis doesn't have any strategy. He never has had any strategy when it comes to All-Star Weekend. We've seen how he picked teams against LeBron and the schoolyard pick for the All-Star team in the past. Man, has no strategy. No strategy. So I expect him to hit that button at the right time in the fourth quarter. There's no strategy. It's just stupid. It's just stupid chaos of advertising and half-baked C-rate celebrities. It's annoying. It's annoying. Keegan-Michael Key, I think that was pretty cool that he was voted as a fan favorite in the beginning of the game. That got to be solely on his Key and Peele work. That's got to be solely on that. Maybe America's Funniest Animals or some shit, some crazy show he's done. Yeah, people voted for him. That I would be surprised. Why didn't Dylan Wong get it? He seems so popular with all the girls screaming at him. Like, oh, and the other guy, what the fuck is his name? Mustard. Dude's name is Mustard. I'm gonna show how old I am. I don't know who the fuck Mustard is. Who's Ketchup? Was Ketchup there also with Mustard? And Mustard's a fan favorite. He got voted as a fan favorite. That's crazy. How do you feel if you're at this celebrity game and these celebrities are bigger celebrities than you? Keegan-Michael Key and Mustard. How the fuck do you feel about that? I got to give some credit to our Canadian superhero Simu. He was out there like a whirlwind for a while in that game, getting after it. I love that. I saw you, Simu, up and down the court. You tired yourself out there. Crazy. All kinds of crazy tired yourself out, running all over the place, going after people, trying to box out Taco Fall. It's crazy. And poor Anthony Anderson, he's over there like, y'all just foul. Taco Fall, just foul him. Stop him. Easier said than done. Can these people even reach Taco Fall's arms? Because he's so fucking tall. I mean, seriously, Donald Faison. Wearing that little hat camera, and they come out and say, you guys have a disadvantage because you're 1 point ahead, Team Anthony, and you don't already have a disadvantage because you're coming up against Taco Fall. We're going to go ahead and put a mascot out there as a sixth defender. And they're like, this is not fair. This is messed up. Why are you doing this, man? NBA, just the veil is lifted. Unfair league. Fucked up league. League of illusions and shows and setups and writing storylines like WWE Raw. The Charlotte Hornet is out there. Hugo is out there now as an extra defender, fucking y'all up. And they already got Taco Fall out there too. At least Giannis had the wherewithal at the end of the game to know that, all right, because this is what happened. Jeremy Lin, Toronto Raptors NBA champion 2019. He's the one who understands the strategy. He's in the double time, Ruffles double time 2 minutes. And he hits a 4-point Ruffles shot It counts for 8 points. This game's already close. It puts them up by 10, and the game's over at that point. Jeremy Lin wins the game, hitting a ruffle shot for 8 points because it's double, because they're on the double thing. It's all this kitschy, gimmicky shit. It's like if they're not going to game it, if the level of the players is just not skilled enough to do it, like Taco and Jeremy Lin, then what the fuck is this game? Like, why do all this extra bells and whistles? Just let the crazy celebrities and owners and different people that are in this game try and play the game, because in itself, that's enough entertainment just to see them try and play without all the bells and whistles and all the extra goofy shit around it. Seriously, y'all trying to make it funny? You trying to make it cool? You might as well just have Keegan Michael Key come out there and do pratfalls and fall all over court. You want cheap laughs and cheap setups on bullshit. Yeah, Jeremy hits that shot, and Giannis gets a conscience. He's all of a sudden, he's saying, man, this game's no fun now. We're up by 10, so I'm going to take out all of my good players and put my worst players out there just to give them a fighting chance for the last couple of minutes of game. Yeah, you're out, Taco Fall. You're out, Jeremy Lin. You're out anybody who's semi-pro or athletic. We're going to put out everybody else, and they're going to try and give them a chance to come back, because I know that this is drama, and we got to make this a little bit better. Anticlimactic as hell. Too much of a lead. Wrong MVP. Just goofy, man. This was one of the worst celebrity games that I've seen so far. Seriously. Because it was just chaos. Didn't make no sense. And half of it was just stupid. It was just stupid, man. Just dumb. And we heard dumb stuff from different people and microphones in different places. Some of it was fun. Most of it was goofy. Some of it was just dumb. But yeah, Giannis's team won, of course. And this Rome Flynn guy got the MVP, even though Taco Fall was the MVP. We all know Taco Fall was the MVP of the celebrity game. Never do that again. Okay, NBA, you learned your lesson. Don't put a semi-professional, or he's professional. Let's just say he's a pro. Don't put a professional 7'6" player in a celebrity game ever again. No, don't do that. Even if the optics of it look fun and goofy. Yeah, you learned your lesson. You learned your lesson. Don't do this again. It's not a game unless you're going to have another one on the other side, which you didn't. Tall guy don't count. I'm sorry. It was fun to see White Chocolate out there, though. He did a little bit of his old tricks, a little bit of his fun stuff. But yeah, he's old, man. That guy's, man, kudos to him for getting out there and putting himself out on the court like that. Robert Horry said he'd do it next year. I'm like, man, don't embarrass yourself, Robert Horry. Come on, man. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't go out there and do that next year, Robert Horry. But yeah, celebrity game, not good marks, man. I found it very lame. And as other years, I've been entertained by it. I think I enjoyed it more last year. I just don't understand why. I guess maybe they think some of the stuff they've been doing with it is working, so they keep some of the stuff they've been doing, but it's getting tired now. It's getting tired. See, that's the thing. The All-Star Weekend has to stay fresh, Adam Silver. And you left that bag of chips open for a couple too many years, and the chips are stale now in the Ruffles celebrity game. Yeah, they're stale, bro. Stale chips. That's right. You want to keep it fresh? Well, you ain't got no bag clip, obviously. Yeah, that's how I feel about the celebrity game. Taco Fall, big mistake. Why did you put him in that game? That's so stupid, man. Now we got the Rising Stars. And well, I was kind of happy about something that happened with our rookie, Colin Murray-Boyles. Look, this is a rite of passage. This is a big event. He wants to participate, but he can't because of the thumb. The thumb is an issue. And well, what is his priorities? The Toronto Raptors, not the All-Star Weekend. And in some ways, it's important for him to heal his thumb and not agitate it or make it worse on something stupid in a Rising Stars challenge. So, very ceremonially, Colin Murray-Boyles just got into the game just to insert in the game and say that he played in it. But he barely touched the ball. He barely touched an opponent. He didn't do anything. He was out there for a hot second. Then he's on the bench sitting next to Carmelo for the rest of the time. I agree with this decision by Alex McKechnie and Colin Murray-Boyles and the Toronto Raptors. That, look, there's going to be more accolades and more things coming your way, young man. And, this one, you're in a bad position, but you've met the halfway mark, the middle road. And that is you participated. You're officially on the books in the Rising Stars as a Rising Star, but you didn't chance any further problems for your thumb by getting engaged in playing all out. So it was handled the right way. In some ways, I had some annoyances that Colin's gonna miss the last couple games of the games before the All-Star break, but he'll go and play in the Rising Stars Challenge. That's not something that's I don't like that. In some ways, it's like, dude, this is an exhibition. This is an accolade. This is an achievement, but it's also an exhibition, and it's not something that should interfere with your regular season and your playoffs with your real team, the Toronto Raptors. So I like the decision they made. It was right down the middle. He's in, he gets to participate. He's officially on the team. In some ways, some people would say, well, why would he take that spot away from somebody else that could have been on the team? Because he could have been an injury replacement. But no, he wanted to physically put the jersey on and get out on the court. And he did. He did. Carmelo's team was pretty good. So they were okay without the extra body, because really there were 7-man rosters. And with Colin in Jersey and not counting as one of the injury replacements, they only played with 6 guys. But luckily they had some Spurs on that team that kind of play with each other. Steph Castle and Dylan Harper, and some other really talented guys on that team, Reed Shepard, that helped them win their first round matchup against Alijah Martin in the Rising Stars. Now, Alijah on the other side, this is the guy. He is kind of the Raptor star for last night because he had the best game out of everybody. Glorilla, you had your jump ball, and Colin got his chance to step on the court, but Alijah actually did stuff in the game, hit a couple threes, had a nice chemistry with Portland's Young Hansen, and had some good defensive play too. He was in there mixing it up, and he got a rebound. He was just doing good stuff, like the basic stuff, the stuff that he does for 905 and the Raptors out there on the court. And I thought he looked really good out there. He did a good job in showing a good representation for Andrew Jones's Raptors 905 and also the Toronto Raptors in Darko. So, yeah, Alijah, salute to you. Share the love for Rising Star Alijah Martin, making the Raptors look good in the Rising Stars Challenge. Alas, him and Yannick Conan Niederhauser could not get the Rising Stars team over the hump against Team Mello, and they did not make it past the first round. Of course, the cousins, Carter and McGrady matchup was the second matchup, and it was very intense. They both were very competitive. They both wanted to win really bad. Vince Carter was a maniac on the court side. And in fact, it does seem like, get out of here, Samuel L. Jackson. There's a new Coach Carter, because that motherfucker seems like he needs a coach. Seriously, Vincent Lamar, I think you might need to coach, bro. I think that's in you, man. I know you're coaching your kids, like they said on the broadcast, but I think you should coach because your passion is there and you're right on top of it. And we know your knowledge of the basketball is really good from your commentary in the broadcast. We know you know what you're talking about. So, I mean, man, Vince, what are you doing, bro? Maybe you are cut out to be a coach. Seriously, because your energy and the way you were pushing your team last night was like opening of something like, whoa, maybe Vince Carter needs to be an NBA coach. Seriously, that's what I got from that. Not McGrady, though. He's sitting back and sitting there and just kind of letting things happen around him. But Vince willed his team to the win. And part of it was his strategy to draft VJ Edgecombe first in the Rising Stars draft. And that seemed like that was the right decision because VJ was able to turn it on whenever he wanted to in both the games for Vince Carter's team. And he was the MVP of the Rising Stars Challenge by the end. He scored the last 10 points in the matchup against McGrady, just dominating. And there's nothing nobody could do just to stop him. VJ, why don't you do the dunk contest, you idiot? Seriously, man, you're a rookie. You can get away with looking like a fool in the dunk contest when you're rookie. So I don't get this, man. We got good people that should be doing the dunk contest. VJ Edgecombe, Alijah Martin, they'd be fantastic. In fact, William Liu asked Alijah after the game, would you do the dunk contest if they asked you? And he said, yeah, I do the dunk contest. Not this year, but I'll do it next year if they want me to. Yeah, Adam Silver, you should want Alijah Martin to do the dunk contest. Just trust me on this. Just trust me on this. You should want him to do this. Hello, Adam Silver. This is the language you love. This is what you'll get if Alijah Martin's in the dunk contest in a year to come in the future. Yeah, VJ Edgecombe is the you know what? I'm gonna mute this. Why does this happen? I don't know. Mute this tab. Because I get these little messages when you guys post on the Discord. It makes a little noise. Yeah, so VJ Edgecombe MVP. Vince Carter's team wins because Vince Carter is very competitive and very intense. And Alijah Martin makes us look good on there. You guys seen how Yannick Niederhauser, that guy, you see that? He was one of my 5 picks last year for the Raptors to draft. He's good too. He's another big center that we could have possibly gotten. But now we got Alijah Martin, and we're proud of our guy from Florida Gators. But man, these centers that were from last year's draft that I like Renault and Niederhauser, man, I'm like, wow, man, these guys were on my list. Bobby, listen to me on my list, man. And why won't you draft a center, my guy? Are you not allowed to draft centers? Even with a second round pick, you can't draft a center, Bobby? Bobby, draft a center this year. Come on, my guy. Seriously, just draft a center just so I know you're allowed to. Because I feel like the NBA doesn't allow you to draft a center. It's like, you're not allowed to draft a center, Bobby Webster. Oh, damn. Well, draft one, Bobby, to prove me wrong. Because I want to see us get another center. Seriously. Because I see these guys like Young Hunson and Yannick Conan Niederhauser and Maxi Renault. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, y'all? Seriously, what the fuck are we doing, y'all? Yeah, there's my reaction to Friday night. It sucked. In fact, you know what? I fell asleep during the last game. That's how bad it was. I fell asleep during the last game between Team Carmelo and Vince Carter's team. I didn't even see the end. It was that boring to me. I fell asleep. That's not a good thing if I fell asleep during your night, Adam Silver. It's not just because I'm getting older. It's because it was boring and it made me fall asleep. Yeah, I didn't see the end. I didn't see VJ get his trophy. I was out. I watched all the way up until that last game and then conked out. It was like 25-point game or something. You guys played for 25. See, the whole thing is too complicated. 2 teams of 12, 1 game. That's it for all the events. The tournament for the Rising Stars, maybe you can get away with doing a little 4-team tournament like you did. But the All-Star game itself, it needs to be 1 game and a regular 4 quarters game where it's just like the old school All-Star. Because this shit ain't working, man. These tournaments and having multiple teams, more than 2, is not good. It's not good, Adam Silver. You're messing around with stuff too much. All right, let's see what y'all are saying in the chat as we react to All-Star Friday night. Maybe do a little setup for All-Star Saturday night coming up. That's right. Trevor J saying there's always a blessing in disguise in every situation. Something for greater always comes out of moment that tests you. Keep going, keep rising, keep believing. I like that. Yeah, it's either a lesson or a blessing. That's what they say. And it could be an outright blessing right off the start because it's just good right away. But also a lesson could turn out to be a blessing over time because you realize that lesson was necessary for you to get blessings later. Yeah, it's like life's path is interesting, what it put in front of you. And, thinking one thing is good or bad, in some ways, is only the perception of your mind. You can always game it to whatever happens to you is a blessing if you're able to see the lesson in the blessing and get that lesson and become a better person for it. Blessings to the Jones family and all the Raptor Freak families. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate you, Commissioner Fun. Trevor's saying why CMB didn't get much playing time last night. You know why? It's that right there. It's that boy right there. That thing right there. The thumb. Yeah. I mean, I was like, when I heard the interviews with Colin before he went, he's like, yeah, I'm not playing today against the Pistons, but I will be playing at Rising Stars. Like, whoa. You're not going to play the last 2 games the Raptors had in the regular season before the All-Star break against Indiana and Detroit, but you're going to go to Rising Stars and play all out in that game? I'm like, no. I already had a problem with that as a Raptors freak, as the person who prioritizes Raptor affairs over NBA affairs. I already had a problem with that. So I was very happy with the outcome of him not hardly playing at all. That's exactly why, Trevor. Dr. Alex said, no. This guy hits his thumb in any kind of way to aggravate it further and worse, and we lose time with him in the Raptors court and minutes on our team. What are our priorities, Trevor? Is our priorities to have Colin Murray-Boyles become the Rising Stars MVP to win the Rising Stars Challenge? No, our priority is to get a good spot in the playoffs and have our rookie ready for the postseason on the Raptors. And, there could be some stupid shit that happens. He goes out there and plays all out, and his thumb gets worse. And all of a sudden, he's missing time. So we're not taking even that chance. So it's all prearranged. The Raptors probably talked to the NBA. They talked to Carmelo Anthony, and they said, look, Carmelo, Colin's on your team. You can bring him and put him out there, let him get his chance, but that's it. You don't have to play him at all after that. And that's it. I mean, I like this happy medium. Colin gets the accolade. Colin gets the appearance. Colin gets the experience. Colin gets to be there, but he can't fully compete because he's physically not able to compete for the Raptors right now. So why the fuck would he be out there competing for the Rising Stars? So that's it exactly right there. That's it. That's it. Trevor J saying Chris Paul retired from basketball after 21 seasons soon after the Raptors waived him. Yeah, this was the big news in the NBA yesterday. It was just kind of like, they finally waived him. They waived him yesterday. The Raptors waived Chris Paul, and then almost within an hour, he announced his retirement, and he's not signing with another team. He's not going somewhere else. So he will retire as a Raptor, much like Kyle Lowry will. So there, we'll have something in common with these two bookmarks of guard excellence from their era, longevity for a point guard in this league. These two guys, they're like rooks on an NBA chessboard of just powerful, veteran, grizzled point guards in this chunk of the history of the NBA, and they'll both retire as Raptors. That's fantastic, isn't it? Isn't that awesome? We got Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry retiring as Raptors. Woo-wee! That's awesome. Yay, Chris Paul. You're a Raptor. You're retiring. It's so stupid. And Raptors Reddit, you're out of pocket for how y'all are acting after Chris Paul's announcements yesterday and all your stupid troll counts. I feel like these are other people's fans coming in trolling us about Chris Paul being on our team and getting waived. Raptors Reddit, y'all are stupid, y'all. I'm just going to say that. Y'all are stupid. You know what? I have a new segment, and we're going to do it right now. It's called Raptors Redditor of the Day. I'm going to go to Reddit right now, and I'm going to find the best post that I can find. The one that I'm like, this is a good post. There's so much garbage on Raptors Reddit. I'm going to go find the Redditor of the Day. This will be a new segment on the show, and I'm going to go to Reddit. I'm going to find a post that I approve that I think is awesome. So, yeah, let's see if there's anything that is actually pretty good. That's a stupid joke right there. We'll skip that one. That is really dumb. Feeling lost after Chris Paul's departure. You're an idiot. Okay, first of all, you're an idiot. How is Isaiah Stewart still not suspended for leaving bench and throwing hands? That's old news. He did get suspended. Okay, we're gonna give the Redditor of the Day to this guy, and he's celebrating something that happened 10 years ago. This is your Raptors Redditor of the Day. First ever one. You are Center of Star. Center of Star. You're the Raptors Redditor of the Day. You posted 10 years ago. The Toronto held the 2016 All-Star Weekend, the first All-Star game to be held in Canada with many iconic moments. This is the only All-Star game held in Canada. This has been the only one. The only one. And, of course, that is the one where the dunk contest was the last time was any good, with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. Of course, that's the big Kobe All-Star Weekend. The big farewell to Kobe was here in Toronto. And, that's one of the most special, most important All-Star weekends in the last 20 years. Let's say last 25 years. Honestly, we go all the way back to Vince's dunk contest. And those are probably the two most important All-Star weekends in the history of the NBA in the last 25 years. Vince's dunk contest and the All-Star game in Toronto. And I want to give props to Raptors Redditor Center of Star for highlighting it's 10 years ago that the Raptors hosted the NBA All-Star Weekend. The first comment is also the stupidest comment, too. Was also the coldest weekend in forever in Toronto. Yeah, that's true also. But who needs to bring that up? In fact, I'm sick of reporters coming up, the people who come to Toronto to play for the Raptors and bringing up the weather over and over again. This is a tired-ass trope. It's a sorry-ass stupid thing. In fact, I was disappointed in Kayla Gray for asking Glorilla about the weather in Toronto and her bringing it up. Oh, the only thing I don't like is the weather. Yeah, we know this. Stop going over this. Everybody knows this. It's like a tired ass horse that you're beating is dead. Seriously. Oh, I love Toronto, but it's cold. Okay, yeah, we all know this. It's like, okay, I feel like the reporters, especially the 905 guys, the 905 strum is stupid, man. There's some people at 905 that ask questions, and they always ask about the weather to the new players. And I'm like, why do you ask this? Get new questions, you jabronis, you amateurs. Seriously, you can be more creative than like asking new people that come to Toronto about the weather. Seriously, it's just a tired trope. It's just tired, man. It's tired. G's here. Good morning to G, original Raptor Freak trivia champion. Martin was a star. VJ with the Raptors Vince Carter T-shirt too. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's cool. Maybe that bugs Philadelphia fans. I don't know. Maybe that does. You seen VJ Edgecombe wearing the Vince Carter Raptors shirt? Tyrese Maxey sitting in the front court judging his rook. Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing wearing a Toronto Raptors shirt? You're a Philadelphia 76er. Shocking. Shocking. That's right. Trevor, his thumb is still injured. That's right. That's right. That's what it is. It's the thumb. It's the thumb. The plumber is here. And the plumber's saying, hey, ladies, get funky. Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique. Okay. Hey, ladies. Sorry for texting you, Lex. You texted me? You texted me? Who's texting me? Let me see. Should I read the text on the air? No, you know what it is? It's Adriana. Adriana sent me a heart. It is Valentine's Day. She sent me a little heart. She sent me a little heart saying, oh, I can't get mad at that, right? G saying this, the Rising Stars game were good, in my opinion. They actually tried. Didn't go all out on defense, but still gave good effort. Yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that. I mean, I was impressed with some of the players in it, for sure. I think that Vince's team was interesting with Buzelis and the crew that he had together. They were a very good team. They probably were the best constructed team, the group that Vince had. I thought that, man, I really was hoping Elijah's team was going to beat Team Mello because if Colin's not playing, I don't care if his team wins. I wanted Elijah's team to win. So I wanted the G League team to win the first game, but alas, it didn't happen because they weren't as good. And then in the other one, man, Vince just wanted it more. Honestly, I think him and VJ Edgecombe just wanted it more out of everybody. But yeah, it was entertaining. It was fun. But as I said, I fell asleep in the final game. And I'm like, that's not because I'm, just exhausted. It's because it was boring. I'm just going to say it. It was boring. And I don't know if the target score is the right way to do it. I mean, the target score is interesting, but I don't like it. I don't like it. There's something about having a clock and a time and running it out instead of target scores. I don't know. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong with it. It's not exactly right. It's not exactly right. The Rising Stars Challenge is one of the better events at All-Star Weekend, though. And it may be the best event this whole weekend still. Watch. That's the sad thing about things. And I fell asleep during it. It's the best event, and I fell asleep during it. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. James is here. Raptor Freak James, good morning to you, sir. I hope you're doing very well this Saturday morning. Lex, who you got winning the dunk contest and three-point shootout? I'm going to say Carter and Dame. You like Carter Bryant? Yeah, he was interesting in that game last night. Lots of Spurs representation this All-Star weekend. The Spurs and the Raptors got the most representation this weekend. I mean, there were like 5 Spurs involved in the Rising Stars last night. You got Victor and you got Mitch Johnson. So it's like the Spurs are well represented this weekend, just like the Raptors. I like that. All right, let me go look at the contestants. I do have a page here with everything here. We'll go over a little bit of preview today. Of course, the first event today will be the three-point shootout. There is 8-man field, and it's Devin Booker, a former winner, Con Knipple, the rookie, Damian Lillard, a multiple-time winner, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray of Canada, Bobby Portis Jr., and Norman Powell. All right. I mean, Dame is kind of the favorite. The announcers last night like Con Knipple. I think that was what Reggie Miller was thinking. He likes Con. Reggie Miller kind of talking about him last night. I mean, I'd like to see Jamal Murray win this thing. That would be fun. It'd be good to see a Canadian guy come in and take it, especially a guy who's been not allowed at the All-Star weekend most weekends. In some ways, it's like the dude's the first-time All-Star. That'd be a really good, awesome thing to do. Maybe Murray can do it, guys. Should we get behind our Canadian guy for tonight? I don't know. I think I'm going to root for Jamal Murray. Of course, I'll root for Norman too. Norman's done this contest in the past, and he didn't do so well. But you know what? He's got the kind of 3-point shooting that he can do it. He's probably practiced, and having done it before, maybe he'll have a better time doing it this time. Like maybe he'll have a better shot because he knows what he's going into, unlike last time. So I don't know. If I had to pick like 4 guys that I'm rooting for to maybe get it, like I really want Jamal to win it. It'd be awesome. My favorite person to win it would be Jamal. Do I think he'll win it? I don't know. He could though, because he's special like that. In some ways, it's like he's got to get in his groove, and maybe he can win it. I'd love for Norman to win it. If Dame wins it again, that's a nice story. And if I had to pick a 4th person that I would be okay with winning, I think it's Devin Booker. I like multiple champions in 3-point shooting in the shootout. I like the legacies of Craig Hodges and Larry Bird and stuff like that. So it's like building on the legacy of Dame Lillard or Devin Booker. That's fine. You know, if Dame Lillard wins his 3rd, I think it would be his 3rd one if he wins this one. Also, I like the story of Lillard not playing all year, but he does do the 3-point shootout, and that's it. That's kind of interesting. I definitely don't want Maxey winning. I don't want Mitchell winning. I don't want Knipple winning either, although he has a good chance. I should honestly be honest. I think Knipple does have a good chance. Bobby Portis is like a joke. Like this dude's not winning it, so I'm not even worried about him. So yeah, there's definitely guys I'm not rooting for. There's guys I am rooting for, whether they're realistic to win it or not. If I find the exact place where it is, I say either Booker or Lillard to win. I think that's probably likely. One of those 2 guys. Talking about the shooting stars, because we got that in the middle. Of course, we're going for Team All-Star, which is Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, and Rip Hamilton. Once again, one of the weirdest, goofiest teams that I just don't understand. But yeah, I'm definitely going for them out of everything. The Harper team's going to be fun to watch, though, too, with Ron Harper Sr. out there. That'll be fun. But definitely boo Knicks and boo Team Cameron, which is so goofy. Should have been Team Clippers, but that got all screwed up by Kawhi Leonard and aspiration. Yeah, the dunk contest, I don't really care. In some ways, Carter Bryant is a favorite, sure, but he's also so tall. It's like, why is that impressive? It's not. It's not impressive. Jackson Hayes, not impressive. So, and Keyshawn Johnson, I don't give a shit who the fuck that guy is. Who the hell is that guy? Like, seriously, you might as well. It's like, who is he? I don't even know who this guy is. Seriously, I will go with Jace Richardson just because it's kind of fun to have a legacy guy win a title that his dad won before. So if Jace Richardson, he's a smaller player, so he'll look more impressive when he dunks out of the field. So I'm going to be behind Richardson. Why not? His dad's a 2-time dunk champion. Why not add it to the family? And in some ways, you know how the NBA loves storylines. In some ways, they went so crazy about Bronny. Why wouldn't they want Jace Richardson to win the dunk contest just like his dad did, to make it all nice in a bow? So that's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking I'm kind of like you with Lillard, but if I pick the second guy, it'd be Devin Booker and Jace Richardson as my dunk favorite. So that's what I'm thinking, James. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Jace Richardson's last-minute ad with Jalen Duren getting kicked out for fighting. That's right. Let's see. Randolph's here. Good morning to Randolph Phillips. Weekend blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks family. Love is being celebrated each day. Overcome hatred with love. Happy Valentine's Day. I love that. I love that. Love is stronger than hate, and love will beat hate every single time. And we're going to prove that in this world again, because the test is here. And in some ways, the truth and love will always win. And that's why, in some ways, that fuels my blind faith in the Lord above and the Creator, that everything's going to work out all right. You know, humans are such an interesting species. In some ways, we have the ugliest things in the world, but also the most beautiful. And if we can get our priorities straight and get organized in the right kind of way, we can shape such a beautiful future for everybody. But the few want to shape a beautiful future just for a very small minority, and a very tragic, awful future for the majority. And we don't want that. Listen, seriously, if they have their way, they'll kill most of us or imprison most of us. And we can't have that. We've got to stand up. We've got to be ready. These fights that are coming in the next few years are not going to be easy or pretty. And in some ways, we need to do what's best for the future of mankind. We need to do what's best for your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, because don't think about yourself. Don't think about your own ease and comfort in this moment right now, because this ease and comfort is fleeting and could be taken away because freedom is an illusion at this point. And if we don't fight to stand up for the masses and what's good for the masses and humanity in general, a few will take over and they will make this world into dystopian, fucked up hellhole. And we can't have that. We need to take stands. We need to resist and we need to fight for what's right. And we do this. Hopefully, we can get through this and we can shape a better future for most all of us instead of a future that only is good for a very small few. And that's what we need to, that's the biggest fight we got coming up. Blessings to Phillips family, all the Raptor Freak families. Love over hate every single time. Every single time. Come at them with love, and they won't need to know how to fight that because in some ways it's the most powerful weapon. It really, really is. G saying Jeremy Lin hit that double your points 4-point shot. That turned into 8 points. I know that was the game winner. In some ways, you could have made him the MVP, and it would have made more sense in the game last night. It would have. Yeah, Rome Flynn. Who the fuck is that? I don't give a shit about this. I don't watch Love Island. I don't know any of these fucking shows. It's like stupid. You had like 3 other people you could have made the MVP. It would have made more sense. So that guy went on a little scoring streak a little bit in one little part. Is that what won the game? No. Jeremy Lin's 8-pointer shot won the game yesterday. It's so goofy, man. Fiercey's here. Good morning to Fiercey. Morning, fam. Happy Saturday. I missed the All-Star events yesterday as Fiercey Jr. was playing her last game ever at school and got recognized for her contribution along with the other 7 graduates. That's fantastic. That's way more important than some goofy-ass advertisement for a potato chip company. Yeah, that's way more important. Trust me. Yeah, and you didn't miss much. Elijah is the most important thing that you maybe missed. And he has a couple highlights. They're nice to see. He hit some threes. I'm really happy he hit his wide open 3-point shot. Made us look good. He had some nice passes. He had some good defensive plays. You know, he got out there and got after it, and he did his part. He looked good. I mean, I can go look at his I've got the box score here. This is what Elijah did. 10 minutes, 41 seconds. He got out there. He had the most minutes on his team, by the way, guys. He was out there the longest out of everybody on his team. He took 4 shots. He made 2 of them, 50% shooting, and they were 3 of them were 3-pointers. He only had 1 inside the lane shot. 4 rebounds for Elijah, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and 6 points in 10 minutes. So, yeah, that's what Elijah did in the Rising Stars game against Team Carmelo. Yeah. And the leading scorer for their team was Yannick Conan Niederhauser with 11 points. Hansen Young had 10 himself. And those guys were bombing threes too. But yeah, a great showing by Elijah. Nothing wrong with what he did out there. He was a -3 in his plus minus. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. Fiercely saying this. I watched the highlights, but agree with Lex. Something was lacking. And the highlights didn't show Glorilla that much. Rising Stars was okay. Glad Elijah got a great performance. Yeah, Glorilla didn't really do anything in the celebrity game. That's why you didn't see her in the highlights very much. She got a jump ball. She took 1 or 2 shots, but they were off. Didn't make it. I mean, they don't release the box score for the celebrity game because it's ugly. Because it's like, whoa, this is how bad that game was. I mean, they were talking about in the middle of the game at one point. Richard Jefferson and Mark Jones saying that the 2 teams combined were like 3 for 28 from 3. Something like that. One team was 1 for 23 from 3. So it's ugly, man. They're not going to show those stats, the stat line. I wish I could see it, though. I want to see Taco Fall's monster 20 and 20 game. How the hell is that man not the MVP? He had 20 points and 20 rebounds, and he's not the MVP? Oh, that's some of the convoluted, stupid shit right there. I guess they have to make it a celebrity. If they make it Taco Fall, it's like, okay, yeah, he's an NBA player. He was an NBA player. I mean, he was saying he just came straight from China and had played a professional game in China like the week before or something like that. Taco Fall, man, who decided to put him in this game? Seriously, man. That was a bad decision. Very, very bad decision. Neil's here. Good morning to Blackhawk. I just enjoy watching the mascots playing the game. Hilarious. Yeah, it was kind of fun to see Hugo the Hornet and the bear from the Grizzlies out there running around. doing some goofy shit. They were not totally doubling on the ball. They were kind of just following whoever they wanted to. There was no rhyme or reason to what they were doing. Hugo the Hornet tried to do a full court press, and the referee was like, no, you have to stay on the half court line on the other side. Yeah, it's just weird, goofy rules. And yeah, it doesn't make no sense. And somebody's team, Anthony Anderson, had so much against him already. Why the hell did you need to put a mascot, extra mascot defender out there on Anthony Anderson? This man was just like, yeah, they were getting treated like the Toronto Raptors in the NBA. That's what was happening. It's not fair. And they, there's a lot of truth in what Donald Faison and Anthony Anderson were saying about the NBA is rigged, and it's not totally a fair place. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in what they're saying. A lot of truth. Let's see. Fiercely saying, I see more NBA posts of BI and Glorilla than her playing. Yeah, because she didn't hardly play. She didn't hardly play. And when she did play out there, she didn't hardly touch the ball. She's more just run around up and down the court. There's no highlights. You see, there's no highlights. That's why the tie up and the jump ball are pretty much her highlights. That's it. That's it. Stargate is here. Good morning, Stargate. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. All-Star Weekend is of little to no interest to me these last few years. Boring and inconsequential. Not worth my time. Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know what it is? It's symbolic of just the fall of like weird culture. Our culture, capitalist culture, is just really boring and dumb and hollow and has no soul. It has no like it's just not the same anymore. I think that's part of it. Is society is getting dragged more and more to an artificial place. And the All-Star Weekend, it's a glorified commercial for a lot of big corporate brands. And it has been that for a long time, but there wasn't always that. There was substance to the content. The dunk contests in the 80s were awesome. The All-Star game was awesome. The three-point shootout had something to it. That all that stuff is gone now. It's cheapened with all the commercialization and the generic system of how they go about doing the All-Star Weekend. In some ways, it's because it's a political system to choose who's going to be involved in it. It's not necessarily the best product. Like if they were really ballsy, they'd pick the people that actually deserve some of the stuff. They got to fix the traction of competing in the dunk competition. The dunk competition's dead. It sucks. I don't think it'll ever become relevant again. There's so much that's wrong with the All-Star Weekend in all kinds of ways. But somebody had a good point. All the All-Star Weekends for all the sports are broken and not very good, but everybody harps on the NBA All-Star Weekend the most. Do people come back around and get on the NFL for the bad Pro Bowl? Not as much. Maybe it's because it's after the season and everybody has a choice whether they want to pay attention to it or not. And it's not right in the middle of the season as a showcase that is inviting for everybody to come see the hot garbage that the All-Star Weekend is for the NBA. The MLB All-Star game is broken too, and it's not exactly right either. So it's, I don't know what the problem is, Adam Silver. In some ways, innovation was not coming fast enough with your brand and your league. And well, you caught up to stale. And in some ways, the priorities of the All-Star Weekend are all fucked up and wrong. And that's part of the problem too. It's very much like capitalist Christmas. What is Christmas supposed to be about? It's supposed to be being with your family and having good moments and shared love and time and memories. It's not supposed to be about buying gifts and the commercialization of Christmas or all the other bullshit around Christmas at this point. So maybe if you could get back to what Christmas was all about, like that feeling, that's a kind of a good comparison for what's wrong with the All-Star game. Is you need heart, you need true spirit, you need soul to your All-Star Weekend. There's no soul in it. It's just a fucking flashy commercial for potato chips. Seriously. This is some messed up stuff there, man. It's not worth your time. I understand. And hopefully you can hear my reaction. You get enough about what you missed. Neil's saying, save all the thumb action for us. They don't deserve it. That's right. Save all the thumb action. What does that mean? Thumb action. You mean like thumb wrestling? Do you thumb wrestle? Is that what it is, Neil? Do you thumb wrestling with your kids? Here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a thumb war. I got you. Let's see. Trevor's saying, did y'all see Scotty and CMB link up for a photo courtside supporting his rookie? Yeah, Scotty, look at all Sons of Anarchy. It's weird, man. It's weird. In Scotty's rookie year, I went and met him at the Subway pop-up event over in downtown Toronto. And when I met him, I was wearing my leather jacket and I came in there and he's like, "You're a Raptors freak?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm the Raptors freak." And he's like, "Whoa." And he was a little bit shocked and like that I guess because I was older, maybe, but I also thought maybe he liked my style. Because after that, I started seeing Scotty wearing leather all the time. And I'm like, whoa, Scotty likes to wear leather like jeans and leather chaps and leather like vests and shit like that. And he was wearing like this motorcycle vest last night. He said bad to the core on the little thing on there. He's got the guns to get away with wearing a sleeveless leather jacket like that. Yeah, he's looking very Sons of Anarchy, and like him and Colin standing next to each other, they're like brothers of destruction. Might as well be Undertaker and Kane looking like that, standing like next to the court side like that. But yeah, Scotty's style in some ways, he's got that leather aspect. He definitely does. Definitely does. Yeah, Scotty, hey, you're the man. Do what you do, bro. Smooth saying this. William Luce said the arena was empty, not good at the stuff yesterday. Yeah, I'm not surprised. A lot of stuff is not important right now. People are in high alert. People are high alert financially because they have rising costs in the United States. It's like you can't go do fun stuff on that's expensive when you're just trying to feed your family because the world is rigged against you and fucked up and the system's collapsing. And a lot less people are going to have the time or the money or the energy to go and do fun stuff because world's getting harder and world's collapsing in all kinds of crazy fucked up ways financially in the United States. So I'm not surprised by this. We should get used to this. That when things get hard, people have to go to work more. People don't have enough money. They're going to stop paying for stuff like this and they're going to stop showing up. So get used to this in the new age of the United States as they turn into the new Russia, where it's no fun, bread lines, and people have no fucking money to live a real life because greedy ass people at the top stole all the money from the top. And you don't like that. You're pissed off about it. Well, they don't have time to go to All-Star Weekend. They got to get in the streets and protest and start fighting this shit. So it's like, yeah, you can go watch some trivial ass shit down at the Great Western Forum or in the Intuit Dome this weekend, or you could fucking get in the streets with signs and fight this fucking bullshit that Donald Trump's doing right now. I mean, seriously, priorities. And that may be a big part of it right there. Yeah, Isaac's here. The game ended on free throws, Lex. Tracy McGrady used all his timeouts and wasn't able to challenge the game-winning play, then sent them to the free throw line. Yeah, see, that's goofy as fuck. How anticlimactic is that? That's part of the problem with the Elam ending, is that the game can end on a free throw, and that's pretty anticlimactic. Yeah, well, I guess I didn't miss a whole lot then, did I? No, it was very close, though. I see it was like 26-24, and they just barely lost, right? They just barely lost, yeah. Yeah, Smooth saying Raptors waived Chris Paul and he immediately retired. Yep, we went over that. Isaac saying, I don't even think it was a legit foul, laugh out loud. Half amazing ending for Vince Carter's team. I should have fallen asleep too. Yeah, I don't know why. It just like, I'm trying to keep my eyes open. I'm trying to watch Adam Silver and and then I wake up and all of a sudden it's the HBCU game. It's like, oh, they're playing this game already. What happened? I don't even know. I don't care. So it's crazy, man. Yeah, Smith saying, too bad he didn't want to give the Raptors a chance by reporting to the team. No, we're glad he didn't. Listen, man, let's not be one of these kind of like, oh, I'm so sad he didn't even give us a chance. Who gives a shit? Let's hold our heads up high. If Chris Paul doesn't want to actually legitimately be a Raptor, that's his own choice. That's his own failure. We're good with or without him. In some ways, I don't get like this. In relationships, you shouldn't be like this either. Oh, she didn't want me? Fuck her. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be like that, Reggie. We don't get to get in all our feelings. Oh, it's too bad Chris didn't like us. It's too bad Chris didn't show up. Fuck that bitch. That's what I'm saying right now. Seriously, Chris Paul, respect your great career. You will retire as a Raptor, whether you like it or not. And well, who cares if he reports or not? They don't want to make the jerseys. They don't want to go to the time. We don't need to spend the money to make Chris Paul jerseys and fucking make him a locker and spend money on him. No, this is good. This is cost cutting. It's good for the Raptors franchise. because we don't have to spend no fucking money on bullshit for Chris Paul. He could just retire off the sunset. Hey, that's cost-cutting move. Cost-cutting as far as we don't have to make shit for him. You don't have to pay no tickets for him on a plane to fly around with the team or any of that bullshit. Cost-cutting move. Cost-cutting move. Not only for the salary cap and the ability to get somebody, we got this roster spot open. We could give it to a deserving young man who wants to play for the Raptors and not some old cantankerous 21 years in the league, ready to retire motherfucker. No, I'm not sad about this. This means that the roster spot is open, and now the Raptors can go get a 10-day contract. This means that somebody could get converted from a two-way to a regular contract, and we could have a new two-way all of a sudden. No, this is great. Fuck Chris Paul. Chris Paul, respect to you, but also fuck you for your bullshit at the end. And in some ways, I would say that in my love life, just the same. Oh, yeah? You didn't like it? Okay, well, fuck you. James is saying, is CP3, okay, this is going to be I have a feeling this question is kind of goofy, man. I have a feeling it is. Let me see. He's saying, is CP3 a top 5 point guard of all time? I don't think so. No. You got to win. You be a top 5 point guard. You got to get a championship. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. The top 5 point guards in the history of the NBA, to me, are people like Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, John Stockton. See, I don't think most of the recent point guards are worthy. I really don't. Some of them aren't even really point guards. They're shooting guards. I don't put Chris Paul in this. I don't want to do it, although I should, because it makes it a more verified like list. Jason Kidd, Steve Nash. I don't know. I'll go with those 5. Those are the 5 greatest point guards in the history of the NBA. Oh, I should put Isaiah in there. Fuck Jason Kidd, Isaiah Thomas. So Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Oscar Robinson, no particular order. John Stockton and Steve Nash. Those are the 5 greatest point guards in the NBA's history, to my opinion. And SGA is not even a point guard in my mind, totally. In some ways, he could be on that list. I don't know. That's what I think, man. CP3 didn't win ever. So he don't get it. Stargate saying, never give a sword to a man who can't dance. Confucius. Yes, I guess Steve Nash didn't win either. So maybe and neither did Stockton. But for some reason, I've just ranked those guys higher. I don't know why. Let's see. Never give a sword to a man who can't dance. Confucius. That's Confusions, not Confucius. Confuses. Never give a sword to a man who can't dance. I don't totally understand that. Is this about Princess Bride or something like that? I don't know, man. Fiercely saying Lex falling asleep is nasty work. NBA, please take notes. I know. Listen, am I going to fall asleep during the dunk contest tonight too? Probably. Yeah. And then they'll just say he's just old. He's over the hill. That's why. Well, there may be a little truth to that, but still, man, if it's exciting, I'll stay up, right? That's right. Reggie's saying, do they even need an all-star weekend at this point? It's been awful for a very long time. I could do without it. Yeah. I mean, I think that they like it for economic driving. I think they like it for networking. I think they like it to have everybody come together and celebrate and have a party. I think they like it because it's tradition. I think that they like it because it helps them to indoctrinate the new stars, like the rising stars, and it helps them to, say these are the all-stars, and yeah, we have an exclusive club. These are the all-stars, and you're not all-stars. All that kind of bullshit like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're right. What is even the point of it at this point? Could you just name the teams and we don't play the games? Just say these are the all-stars for the year, and you don't have to play, guys. No, don't get out there and embarrass yourselves. We'll just put you on paper, and maybe we'll announce you guys, and we'll have you come out, and you can come out in the entryway. We'll do the starting lineups, and then you guys don't play. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Maybe they should have a former All-Stars game. Like only retired All-Stars play in this game. And that would be fun. That would be worth watching. Seeing Tracy and Vince get out there with other former All-Stars like Carmelo and other people like that. That would be fun. I'd like to see the old guys get out there and try and still play. That'd be fun. I think that would be good. Smith's saying, just give the NBA guys time off and return for the second half. Yeah. Yeah, Reggie, I'm picking up what you're laying down, and I agree with it to a degree. I mean, it's just stupid. In some ways, I get it. Why no people are half-hearted, like wanting to be involved. You know, the guys who make it every year, injury, I'm out. Giannis is like, I can't play, guys. I'm hurt. Okay, you've done it so many times, but you got on the All-Star team. That's great. That's all I wanted. I don't actually want to play though, so I'm hurt. Make it a replacement for me. You know, I totally agree with this, man. Smooth saying, I don't even think the NFL has an All-Star game anymore. It's a touch football game. Yeah, the Pro Bowl game. Yeah, they probably had it just recently because didn't the NFL just have their Super Bowl or they're having it soon? Maybe the Pro Bowl is next weekend or something like that, right? Because they just had the Super Bowl. They just had a Seahawks win, and the Pro Bowl, or was the Pro Bowl the week before the Super Bowl? I don't know. They're trying to figure that out. They had the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl one year, and it didn't work right. But usually they have the Pro Bowl afterwards in Hawaii. And yeah, it's in some ways it's not serious at all, and a lot of people don't even watch it. It's the really diehard NFL fans that watch it that maybe that's it. It's not like a big marketed spectacle to catch everybody like the NBA All-Star Weekend is. You know, the Pro Bowl weekend, you know, do they really market it that much? Do I even care about it? No, nobody hears about it. Nobody hears about it. G saying my favorite part of the celebrity game was Shams scoring 0 points, 0 for 6, 0 rebounds, and 0 assists. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I don't know where you got the stat line. I want to know where the box score is because I want to go look at it because I think it would be fun to break down the celebrity box score. Gee, if you know where that box score is, I would like to go look at it and just make fun of people by looking at it. Shay, that was funny that Giannis did that. And there are some really cool pictures of Psycho Shams looking at over his shoulder at Giannis, like hating him. Man, in some ways, this is just going to fuel the fire of bullshit rumors about Giannis being traded. You realize this, Giannis, right? That Shams' revenge might be just more misinformation about your life. Yeah, honestly, but I love it, man. Good job. Good job, man. That was hilarious. And he even, like I said, he said he's no good. I love that. I love that. You get him, Giannis. I love that. Get him. Embarrass his ass. Seriously. Seriously, embarrass his ass. All right. We're at the end of the chat. Let me keep going with my tabs. We'll do the Instagram stories. Call him Murray-Boyles. Taking his pictures for Rising Stars. Beautiful stuff there. Lots of media stuff, lots of questions. You know, the media scrum in the back for the Rising Stars, especially in the interview I saw with Colin Murray-Boyles, goofy questions. Goofy questions. You can tell they're influencers, YouTubers, maybe even some little kids back there asking them the questions. They're so dumb. Some of the questions are so stupid. I don't even remember them. They're so dumb. And I'm just like, really? You're asking them that? You asked them that. One question I did like was I think William Liu asked Colin Murray-Boyles what his favorite game of the year was this year so far this year. And he said it was that game against Philadelphia when the Raptors beat Philadelphia by 1 point in the overtime. It was a game that Adriana and I went to that we got really loud and we helped will them to the win. And it's like Colin said, like he elaborated, he said, man, that was a game that we tried so hard to absolutely win. And we did. And it was so amazing. So I'm with you, Colin. That was my favorite game of the year too. The 1 point overtime victory over Nick Nurse and the Philadelphia 76ers on that Sunday night. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, that's something. Alijah Martin got asked the same question. What's your favorite game so far this year? He said the next one when we win. Ah, yes, Elijah. The next win we get is his favorite game. There's Scotty with Colin. Scotty looking Sons of Anarchy, like he's going to go get on the motorcycle and ride around with Ron Perlman and Charlie Hunnam. He is Sons of Anarchy, this motherfucker. It's crazy, man. Yeah, there's Colin in his weird Oklahoma City Thunder jersey going into the game, getting his appearance, but not much more than that, which is good. I'm glad about that. Fred VanVleet heading into hangar somewhere. Oh, that's him going into Jeff Teague's podcast. Yeah, that's pretty goofy. And there's his buddy Quez was in the media scrum at All-Star Weekend asking questions to people. I'm not sure there. And there's Freddie taking pictures. I guess Fred has to be at All-Star Weekend, even though he's hurt, because he's the Players Association president. So he probably has to go there for business. Like I said, the All-Star Weekend, much like Vegas Summer League, is a hobnobbing conference for the inner workings of the NBA, whether it's the referees, the announcers, you know, the GMs, they're all coming together, and some of them have meetings and stuff. So there probably is a players association meeting this All-Star weekend that Fred VanVleet has to head up as the president. And that's part of the reason why he's out in LA. Of course, I'm looking forward to the Fred VanVleet, Rich Paul All-Star episode of Unguarded that's coming out sometime this weekend. Can't wait for that. Yeah, there's a cool picture of Jacoby. He's on vacation. Who knows where Jacoby is right now? Alijah Martin with his 55, Rising Stars, talking about how much fun it's been playing for the G League and the talent and the G League, playing on Raptors 905. And just he's excited about growing and getting further and further in his career. We love you, Alijah. You're a fantastic representative for the Toronto Raptors organization, and you made us look proud in the Rising Stars Challenge last night. Good job. 905 and Raptors love you, bud. And good job getting the threes. It was a great experience, is what he said. There you go. Let's see. Lindsey Dunn is out at All-Star Weekend. She's covering things. There she is. She's got a funny thing of Simu trying to box out Taco Fall. It's ridiculous, man. Really, really good effort trying to do that, though. Really good effort. And Lindsey interviewing Glorilla after the game, and she's talking about her aggressiveness and tying up to get that jump ball. Yeah, that was pretty good. Let's see. Lloyd is in LA with Scott. Why not Lloyd? Buddy of Scott, 2K friend. He is there in the entourage with Scotty this weekend, and there he is. He took a picture of Kobe Bryant's statue out front, the Kobe Bryant Black Mamba statue. It's not one of the better statues. It's like the one for Dwayne Wade. It don't look right. It don't look right. That's right. It does not look right. Let's see what else. CBL, they've announced that Brampton has hired a new head coach, and his name is he's a Lakers assistant coach, Serta, and he actually coached AJ Lawson at some point. So AJ Lawson's wishing him a happy congratulations to be the new coach of the Honey Badgers, and that's pretty cool. Let's see. Norman Powell's getting love from the local broadcast in Miami. Or no, from San Diego. San Diego News and NBC putting on blast Norman as an all-star. That's pretty cool to get you hear that. He's on the world team because of Jamaica. Okay, Norm, this is Coach Darko. He's the current Raptors coach, and I hope you guys get along. And, well, let's kick some butt tomorrow, Team World. That's right. That's what we're trying to do. Let's get the wins and prove the world is strong in basketball. Sandro Mamu celebrating Chris Paul. Of course, he got to play with Chris as a teammate on the Spurs last year, Sandro Mamukelashvili. So I'm sure that Chris Paul touched his life as a leader and a veteran in some sort of way while he's around him. But, yeah, Sandro's showing respect to him, which is cool. The Clippers ain't showing respect to him, though. It's cool. Andrew Jones brought the girls to L.A. for the All-Star weekend. It looks like Ava grew. She looks taller now. Like, I think Ava be hooping has gotten taller. She had a growth spurt recently. That's good. She's going to be a good basketball player. But they are getting to use the facilities at All-Star Weekend, Ava and Heidi. So they're out there doing their dribbles and getting everything in. That's good stuff, man. But Ava's looking taller. Like, seriously. That's interesting. They went to Santa Monica Pier, too, also, the Jones kids and Coach Andrew Jones. Very, very cool. There's Andrew's son, Andrew, out there on the beach. Let's see. Scotty has a clip of him and Cade. Cade talking about, I get to be on a team with my high school buddy, Scott. This is going to be fun. Very, very cool. The analysis of the team's stars, which is very, very cool. There's Scotty getting on the plane. Larry Tannenbaum's plane, I'm guessing, to get over to the All-Star from Toronto. Very, very cool. Him and AJ Lawson on the plane, flying over. Yeah, there he is. A picture of him with Colin at the game and his Sons of Anarchy. You know, there you go. Let's see what else we got. He stuck around and took some pictures of some people dunking. I don't know. Scotty doing cool stuff. Let's see what else we got on the Instagram stories. Of course, Pascal is making his way to LA as an all-star for the Indiana Pacers. A lot of people saying Pascal shouldn't be there. I think that's bullshit. I think that he's a perennial all-star. I think that he's the top player for the Pacers. The Pacers should get a representative, maybe not. But either way, he didn't get represented like for the Raptors with better records. I get that. But it's the body of work sometimes. And you know what? He's much more deserving to be at the All-Star weekend than Michael Porter Jr. Jeff Teague, you're an idiot. Let's just put it that way. Those people are saying that. Yeah, but Siakam's doing some fun stuff around UCLA and talking to, it was Basketball Without Borders event at All-Star Weekend, and Siakam was there for that. So very, very cool stuff. There's his brothers with him too, Christian and Patrick. Very, very cool. Very, very cool stuff. Siakam on his All-Star Weekend, always in on tour. He's going to be filming stuff. You know he's going to film stuff left and right. You're going to see the Siakam films from All-Star at some point. There's Scotty and AJ on the plane. AJ Lawson posting it on his Instagram, getting to go on that private plane. There's some goofy Toronto Tempo Valentines out. My love for you would never be temporary. There's one that's like about Sandy Brondello. It's pretty funny too. It's like, but there's Semilu with the Toronto Tempo jersey at the celebrity game, and also Andre DeGrasse. He didn't look too bad out there. Andre put up some shots. He ran around a bit, but I think he made like one shot, something like that. We have footage of Shamshay, guys. Ulrich Shamshay has a Instagram post up 21 hours ago, and he's lifting the heavy weights. I wrote him a message. I was saying, come back to Toronto, and I hope that they clear you very soon. This is ridiculous. This man should be back on a basketball court ASAP. This is stupid, man. But yeah, that's pretty much most of the Instagram stories. Let's see. There's some more Raptors 905 clips with Alijah and AJ Lawson. Serge Ibaka is still promoting his new single that he just got out in the last couple days. So check out his new single, Serge Ibaka, Remis and Question with L2B and Danny Synth. So check that out. Emmanuel's on a boat. He's out somewhere where the water is so crystal blue and just beautiful. And I'm glad Emmanuel's getting that rest and relaxation. Let's see. Scotty going to the plane. Chris Boucher is posting his youngest child. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Kyle Lowry. It's got some Kyle Lowry elite tryouts coming up. And that's about it, guys. That's the Instagram stories from All-Star Friday night. Yeah, kind of goofy, man. Goofy weekend, man. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Straight Goods on Canadian Goods. I brought them up yesterday. I didn't say their name right. The canned beans that I like to get is Sprague. Sprague Baked Beans. This is a Canadian company, a cannery here in Ontario. There you see it right there, produced in Canada. These are maritime baked beans. This one with black strap molasses. Ooh-wee, look at that. Look at that. If you see the bear on there, and it's a Sprague cannery can. This here, I got another flavor here. This is Prince Edward County baked beans with stewed tomatoes. I like these ones a lot. I like having the stewed tomatoes in there with it. And then I've even got they've started putting these out too. Grandma Sprague's organic baked beans. So you get the organic baked beans from Sprague also, right there. So yeah, Sprague. Don't get Bush's beans. Don't get Heinz. Don't get any of these other American bean companies. Go with the Canadian bean company, Sprague Cannery. Ask for them at your local grocery store here in Canada and support Canadian industry. That's right. There's your Straight Goods on Canadian Goods. Sprague baked beans. That's the one right there, guys. That's the one. That's the one for you. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Happy birthday to Eugene Omarui, former Raptors 905 and Canadian player Eugene Omarui. Yeah, he's from Nigeria, but of course he kind of grew up here in Orangeville and went to high school. He played with Jamal Murray on his team, and he's a big fan of the Canadians in the league, like Delano Banton and AJ Lawson are his dudes. So happy birthday, Eugene. And he was playing in Dubai, but he's all over the place right now. But yeah, he is turning 28 today. So happy 28th birthday to Eugene Omarui, former Raptors 905 player. Should have been a Raptor too, in my opinion. Honestly, we should have let him play at some point. Let's see. They're breaking news right now on anything. No, nothing breaking news as far as things there. That's probably for the best. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do G-San. I saw it on a post and looked it up to confirm. Oh, the stats for Shams. Yeah, that makes sense, honestly, because that's what I saw on the court. He did get some shots up, but none of them went in. All right, let's do the classic card, and we'll get done. Why not? We don't need to go long. Let's take the rest and relaxation. No, let's not do that card. Like Emmanuel quickly. We'll get some rest and relaxation and get out of here. Ooh, this is a fun card for today. All right, here we go. This is going to be the classic card of the day. Please put the full name answer in immediately to get the card. All right, here we go. Here's the classic card. Oh yeah, that's easy. Look, the guy who was on the broadcast last night is in the picture, Ori. But who is that dunking on Ori? This one's pretty easy, man. This is a 50-point card. Sean Kemp, of course, the king of the classic cards, is going to get Sean Kemp, the Rain Man. What a legend. This guy is sometimes forgotten, but man, was he phenomenal when he was on the Sonics. You got to make that distinction because later on in his career, he ballooned up and didn't look so good for Orlando Magic and Cleveland Cavaliers. But yeah, is this a rookie card? Sean Kemp rookie card? It looks like there's only 1 year listed there. Wow. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. This is a Sean Kemp rookie card. Very, very cool. All right, Slug DZ. It's only 50 points because it's way too easy. Way, way too easy. But thank you for getting the classic card, the king of the classic card, Slug DZ. Yeah, it's Rain Man. Man, what has happened to him? I wonder where he's been. We never see him around all-star events, do we? I mean, sometimes we do, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know where Sean Kemp is and what he's doing right now. I know he got in trouble for a gun charge or something like that, but he got exonerated, I think. I think that's the last thing I heard. All right, well, let's just wrap it up, guys. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak stream. Reaction to Friday night, All-Star Friday night. And yeah, it's ho hum. I mean, if I'm giving y'all a grade for Friday night, I'm gonna give you a C minus, guys. Seriously. I mean, maybe a C, maybe a straight up C. But man, this is not, man, the Rising Stars was pretty good. But the celebrity game was bad this year. It was really, really bad. Normally, the celebrity game's some sort of an entertainment to it. But this year was just a haphazard pile of shit. And it did make no sense. Yeah. Wayne's here all of a sudden. Morning, freaks. Rain Man has like 60 kids. Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to bring that up, but he's just the classic card. Well, today we get to watch the Saturday events, 5 p.m. Eastern's when they start. We'll start with the 3-point shootout. Go Norman. Go Jamal. And then we'll have the skills competition with Scotty. So go Team All-Star with Scotty Barnes. And then the dunk competition later. And my choice in the dunk competition officially is Jace Richardson to win. So, yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and react to All-Star Saturday night and preview the All-Star game on Sunday, along with the G League tournament All-Star games, too. And then we'll do the reaction of that on Monday. So just some reacting to the All-Star weekend all weekend on the Raptor Freak stream. I hope y'all have a great Saturday and enjoy your Valentine's Day. Hopefully you have a nice something set up for your Valentine. If you haven't done something for your Valentine, go do it. Get it set up now. You still have time. You know, you need to go get some roses or a box of chocolate, or you need to go get some something that special treat for your loved one. Go do it. Just go do it. And if you don't have a loved one, do it for yourself. That's right. Do it for yourself. That's right. Isaac Campbell, thank you for the starting 5, Lex. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go.